we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I drink? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
The first verse of the national anthem, it goes like this. Sing with me. Yeah man, stand up. Anywhere you are right now, get up and stand up. Stand at attention. You can stand at ease. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. So, here's some out, you know, when I was singing the chorus. Boom.
Listen, genius, without a purpose, it was there.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How no do? Morning, morning. How me sound? How me sound? Tell me how me sound. How me sound? Good morning, 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 morning. Diane Allen, Diana, Christine, Larna, Princess. How me sound? Tell me how me sound. Me low, me high, oh me good. Me good? Morning, 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 morning. Now, there are some things that were instilled in us, you know. There are some things that were instilled in us, and that is why I normally start whenever I do a live stream. But this morning, Monday morning, we are going to pray. Let us pray. Father God, as we are here this Monday morning, we thank you for the gift of another day and the opportunity to walk alongside you. We ask for your guidance and wisdom as we navigate the tasks and challenges that lies ahead. Help us to make choices that honor you and align with your will. Grant us a spirit of peace and a heart full of gratitude. Help us to see the good in every situation and find joy in the simple things. May you help us to be the sources of light and encouragement to those we encounter today. Let our words be kind, our actions be thoughtful, and our hearts open to the needs of others. We trust in your plan for our lives, even when we cannot fully understand it. Strengthen our faith and guide our steps, knowing that you are with us and your grace is sufficient. In the Most High's name we pray. Amen. 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 Enough respect. Enough respect to all I know. Oh no do. Why may I tell you some we are going to start off this morning with some international news because trust me, some serious things are going on. And so let us start off with we are going to Canada first. We're going to Canada first. We are going to Canada first. Cancellation and closures pile up as large snows hits NS. The article says, many schools and universities are closed and dozens of flights cancelled. And dozens of flights in and out of the Halifax airports are cancelled as large winter storm begins the sweep across Nova Scotia. The snowfall is expected to last until tomorrow and could bring 30 centimeters or more to some parts of the province. Public schools across mainland Nova Scotia are closed. Now we are talking about Canada. Several post-secondary campuses, including at Dalhousie University and Nova Scotia Community College, except Sydney, which remains open, are closed for today. So the winter storm a kick up rumpus. We are going to touch in America now. We are going to be touching in the United States. 1 second. Let's go to the United States. This article is from the BBC and it says at least 7 people dead and 800,000, I'm told it's over 1 million now, without power as major winter storm hits the United States. Let me just big up this a bit so you can read along with me. Okay, there we go. The article says, well, let's watch. Let me just slow it down. Let me just go back down a little bit and you watch this video first before we read the article. That's an ad.
Kind of cool. Kind of scary.
It's about time it snowed here. We didn't get a white Christmas, but we got a white January.
I love the snow, but the bitter cold was too much cold.
Bundle up. Make sure you bundle up. Protect your face.
Oh my gosh. Oh God, I'm glad they weren't there.
Some people enjoy themselves. Some people, trust me. But let's read the article. A dangerous winter storm has swept across the United States, leaving at least 7 people dead and cutting power to, well, it's now over 1 million people, or over 1 million homes. Schools and roads across the country have been closed and flights have been cancelled as life-threatening conditions stretched from Texas to New England, according to the National Weather Service. At least 2 people died in Louisiana, and other deaths linked to the storm have been reported in Texas, Tennessee, and Kansas. As of Sunday afternoon, more than 800,000 households had lost power, according to poweroutage.us. Meanwhile, more than 11,000 flights were cancelled, according to FlightAware. Widespread snow, sleet, and freezing rain, which is a dangerous phenomenon where cooled rain droplets freeze instantly on the surfaces, could last for days, and the storm could affect around 180 million Americans. That is more than half of the US population. The snow and the ice will be very, very slow to melt and won't be going away anytime soon. And that is going to hinder any recovery efforts. Alison Santorelli, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service, told BBC. Louisiana's Department of Health confirmed on Sunday that 2 men had died of hypothermia. The mayor of Austin, Texas, said there had been an exposure-related death. Officials in Kansas said a woman whose body was found on Sunday afternoon covered in snow may have succumbed to hypothermia. Weather-related deaths of 3 persons have also been reported in Tennessee. So let us see what the mayor of New York. The mayor of New York wrote in a post on X that at least 5 people in the city had died on Saturday, but added that their cause of death was not yet determined. He said, however, it's a reminder that every year New Yorkers succumbed to the cold. So serious things are going on in the United States right now. Serious things. Serious things are going on. So let's go to some local stories. I'm gonna touch the Gleaner first. Let's go to the Gleaner first. The Gleaner, Manchester United, and Matthews Connor stun Arsenal. A whole heap of Arsenal fan of ball, you know, because Manchester United upset them yesterday, 3-2. Here is one. A woman dies in a church in Stony. A page unavailable. What you say? What the Gleaner tell me say? Page unavailable. All right. Maybe they delete it. Let's go to this article. What is the Gleaner? Give me this one there. You know, page unavailable. And then them open. Let me see if it's gonna open. Okay. Bus conductor charged after stabbing man in altercation in Kingston. A 22-year-old bus conductor has been charged following a violent altercation on Orange Street in downtown Kingston last week, the police said. Brandon Ricketts of Anderson Road, Kingston 5. He was charged for wounding with intent. In relation to an incident that occurred about 3:10 p.m. on Tuesday, said a statement issued on Saturday. According to the police, Ricketts became involved in an argument with another man, which escalated into a physical fight. During the confrontation, Ricketts allegedly used a screwdriver to stab the man, inflicting injuries that left him hospitalized in serious condition. Police say Ricketts was apprehended shortly after the incident and was later positively identified on an identification parade. So he'll be going to the courts shortly. Now, sometimes I carry some news, and some person will say the person should be charged for attempted murder. In Jamaica, the charge is normally wounded with intent. Blessings Echo, you just a come on in Wagwan. In Jamaica, the charge is normally wounded with intent. And that intent is to kill or to maim. So when you hear, let's say Florida is hot and sweaty. All right, Mervyn, stay warm in Canada. Stay warm in Canada. Stay warm because, trust me. Hold on. Escape. Let me go back. I thought something a while ago. Okay, here we go. So I was saying in Jamaica, then it's wounded with intent. Then I'm the charge person for when them seriously injure somebody, and that wounding with intent is to kill or to maim, and that is a you can say the same thing. Like normally it's the same thing as attempted murder. The person is tried in a circuit court, not a parish court. Still in the Gleaner, South Camp traffic alarm. That's the Gleaner's lead story. Dr. Tufton. Let me see what Dr. Tufton is saying about the hospital beds. Dr. Tufton is a PR man, Love him PR, Health and Wellness Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, has acknowledged that severe overcrowding in the Accident and Emergency Department at Cornwall Regional Hospital is being driven primarily by a shortage of functional ward space as several units remain under construction and renovation. Dr. Tufton, the fact is there is overcrowding in the A&E because a lot of patients cannot get beds because the wards are under reconstruction and renovation. Speaking with reporters following a tour of the facility on the weekend, Tufton stressed that while the situation has placed extraordinary pressure on the frontline medical staff, the government is actively pursuing solutions with relief expected to come on stream within weeks. You know how long we are here them sitting here? You know how long we are here say relief expected to come on stream within weeks? Dr. Tufton continued. That's not something we can do much about, except that we need to get them back into operation. The contractors are active. They are on the ground. I just went on a tour, and we do expect a number of those wards to go and to come on stream. So Dr. Tufton is saying soon and pretty soon, Cornwall Regional, more bed space will be available, but Dr. Tufton, many other hospitals have the same problem. And so some of these people, some of these people who working in the hospital, may I talk about the staff, the admin staff. I remember one time, one or two nurses contact me from Savanna Lamar Hospital. Dr. Tufton and some people from the ministry were going there to visit. And the administration, them cover up a whole heap of things, like them hide some things from the minister. Yes, so a leak, or yes, them make sure them make the hospital speak and span. So how the hospital fi fix? Yeah, Dr. Tufton is a PR man. Him a PR him deal with. PR. Him always have him make sure him hire a PR team for do what him do. And this is not about being a labor writer or a PMP, but that is a proven fact. From a dreamer to a leader, all right. Talking about PR. Look at look at the Monday's cartoon. Look at Monday's cartoon. See, may I tell you what market me? There's you know so some things are going at the UHWI, University Hospital at the West Indies. Dr. Daz, film company name I call up, and some other names I call up. So John Public or Madam Public is saying to the Auditor General, I hear you have uncovered massive procurement breaches at the hospital. Dr. Tufton is under the umbrella of the marketing firm or the PR firm. Market me, saying it was me. I see to me I talk about a while ago, you know. Dr. Tufton. Yeah, man, a PR run film thing, man. Anyhow, let me go down to Waterhouse in sports. Waterhouse stuns Mount Pleasant with 24th minute goal. So Waterhouse beat Mount Pleasant United over Draxall yesterday. Boy, Tapper. Another draw for Racing United. Racing United and Portmore. The draw yesterday. Yeah. Let's go down. Let me see what's in the Gleaners editorial today. Entertainment. Navia Allen is the new Miss Jamaica World. Navia Allen, she's 19 years old. She's a business administration student at the University of Commonwealth Caribbean, UCC. She won the she come from Linstead. She won the Miss Jamaica World competition. And talking about Miss Jamaica World, or Miss World, you see a video that Lisa Anna put out where someone on a commercial flight, you know, not a private, someone on a commercial flight was taking some selfies. I don't know if you saw it, but someone on a commercial flight was taking some selfies. And Lisa was seated behind the person. Now, when they came off the flight, Lisa went to the person and said to her, Madam, could you delete the photo because you caught me in it? And they were there talking, and the lady deleted the photo, and she went on to say that she went on to tell the person to delete the photo from her deleted photos. You know? And Lisa get a beating for that because no, what I would want to know, you see, what I want to ask Lisa is if the person told her, Lisa, I will not be deleting the photo, what would Lisa do? And that would I want to know, you know. That's the question I would want to ask Lisa. Because she went on to explain a lot of things as to the reason why she tell the person to delete it. But I don't hear she saying it was illegal, because it was not illegal for the person to do it. It is illegal for you to be on a flight and take photo of the flight attendants on a commercial flight. That is illegal. But it is not. Is it illegal for me to take a selfie and catch you in it on a commercial flight? No, it's not illegal. So what would I want to ask Lisa is, because she said the person deleted it. Right? So the person would have a right. The person would have a right to say, the person would have But what me I say is, you know, what would I really love Lisa for address is she respectfully asked the person to delete the photo, right? The person obliged and delete the photo. What if, because, all right, let's look at it. Because some people have beat Lisa. Say she wrong for ask the person for delete. No, she's not wrong for ask the person, you know, for delete it, you know. But the person had a right to delete or not to delete. So what I want to ask Lisa is, you respectfully went to the person and tell the person to delete the photo. What if the person they put them phone in their handbag and say, me nah delete it? What would she do? Because there is right and there is wrong. You understand what I say? Anyhow, the person deleted it because Lisa was saying a whole heap of things about facial caption. That is neither here nor there. Once you know, when I just started YouTube, you know, and I was out there with me, I have my phone at the front of my vehicle, and I have video on the road. A lot of people contact me, you know, must blur out the license plate numbers and they must delete that or delete this. At the end of the day, once you're in a public space, that a court ruling that may I tell you about, you know. Anyhow, let's continue. Possibilities. The editorial for the Gleaner today is possibilities for CARICOM. All right, let's move on to, I carried a story last week and I said the North Coast Times, they dig further into that story. They also show the man photograph. It says, St. Mary man electrocuted. I carried this last week. But the subtitle in the North Coast Times is on Yam search, man come in contact with high voltage wire. A man from Mango Valley, St. Mary, was electrocuted on Wednesday, January 21, when he came into contact with a high voltage GPS line in the community. There's the man on your screen. Horace Gray, also known as Winty. That H, North Coast Times, that H is not on his name. It is O-R-A-C-E. That's his correct name. Horace Winty. Horace Gray, also called Winty. There is Horace Gray, also called Winty, a farmer and mason of Mango Valley. He celebrated his 38th birthday over 2 weeks earlier on January 3. Oswald Anderson, Winty's eldest brother, told the North Coast Times that Winty and 6 other men, they went on what was an annual search for yams on a property at Warwick Castle between Mango Valley and Fellowship Hall. That is in St. Mary. This is a fun event in the community each year. Oswald said he was told that Winty came upon a particular yam vine, and as he mounted the hillside in the wild, was tracing it back to the yam hill when his head came in contact with a 69,000 kV line. He said one of the men contemplated trying to beat Winty off the vine, but was prevented by others who were all shocked by the turn of events. He said Winty was well loved by the community. He was helpful and resilient to everyone, from old to the suckling. Oswald told the North Coast Times that he was at a grave digging event in St. Catherine when he got the sad news of his brother's demise. He said the police and JPS were contacted. He said JPS had sent a senior employee who had spoken to some of Mr. Gray's brothers and also looked at the area where the wires ran. The St. Mary police confirmed that the death was reported to them. Sad, sad, Sad indeed, may I tell you. Say, Annette, you think Lisa was rude? Look here. We can say she was rude. We can say that. But was she really? Because what we have to think of, what we have to look at, how me view things, you see, is was she right or was she wrong to ask the person to delete it? There is nothing wrong with Lisa asking the person to delete it. But let's go a step further. The person who the request was being made of, would she be wrong in telling Lisa, no, me not delete it? And if the person had told Lisa that, what would or what could Lisa do? That's how me look at things, you know. That's how me look at it. So me not gonna say she rude. Because all the while we see people that take photo. We there some places and we see people that take photo or a video. We might say to the person, don't video me, you know. No, we are not being rude. We are making a request, which is our right to do. You understand what I say? So we can't be rude for making a request, which we have a right to do. Now, if that request is not granted, what can we do? You understand? That's how me love look at things. So Lisa, in my view, Lisa was not wrong in asking the person to delete the photo. But the person was within her right not to delete. Now, if the person did not delete, what could Lisa do? That's how me look at things. You understand? So me not go blame her and say she did rude and she did this and that for ask. But if the request was not granted, there is nothing Lisa could have done. Because she couldn't go and tell police to take out the person's phone and delete the photo. Or you understand what I said? Yeah, I saw me look at things. So let's go to the Jamaica Observer. The Jamaica Observer. They are telling us, let's go down in the Jamaica Observer. Ferry sinking leaves 18 dead, 10 missing in South Philippines. Wow. Man found dead near Highgate Post Office. I'm going to cover that in the newscast today because the Observer didn't put the man's name, I have his name and everything. Over the weekend, there was an event at Dubwise. David Radigan and some other persons were there. They were raising money for victims of Hurricane Melissa. Brianna Liston, athlete, she's back. There is the front page of the Observer today. There is an article where let me read this article. Pastor Cop sends blistering message to unrelenting gunmen. To hoodlums in sermon. So here's what the pastor is saying. A police officer who also serves as a pastor on Sunday issued a fiery warning to gunmen that if they refuse to lay down their weapons, they should be prepared to bite rockstone. Inspector Junior Ross West delivered the blistering message during an energetic sermon at God Family Ministries International Church in St. Andrew, where members of the St. Andrew North Police Division had gathered for a special service of worship and unity. Pointing to the division's success in 2025, marked by a significant reduction in murders and other violent crimes, the inspector made it clear that the police are relentless in their resolve. According to him, Law enforcers will stop at nothing to secure equal or greater crime fighting gains this year, sending a clear signal that violence will not be tolerated in the division. Noting the theme of his sermon was engage, educate, empower, and enforce. The inspector said, we will educate you, and let me go again. The inspector said, we will educate you when we see you doing wrong. We will educate you, that is the gangs, to turn in their weapons of mass destruction. If you don't take heed to the education, then we as the police have the responsibility to take the actions required. My father always said, who can hear will feel, and hardiest picnic bite rock stone. If you don't hear well, you are going to bite rock stone. That is what the inspector said yesterday. So if you can't hear, me always say you go bite the dust, you know. The inspector said, you go bite rock stone. Well, if you can't hear, Papa will be saying, another hoodlum bites the dust. I see Dr. Tufton saying something about Savannah Lamar Hospital. Let me see what he's saying. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the article. I wonder if it's here. He's saying that the health sector is not at crisis level. Dr. Tufton, we are not expecting you to say it is at a crisis level here. We're expecting you to say it's not there. Because Dr. Tufton is a PR man, you know. Him hire a marketing firm for market him thing. I want to realize that Dr. Tufton, he must set up himself. You realize? Dr. Tufton, you know, him have hopes of becoming the Prime Minister of Jamaica. You know? I don't think Andrew will be going for a 4th term. I don't think Andrew will be going for a 4th term. So Dr. Tufton has set up himself. Anyhow, let's go to the Jamaicans. Papa, I agree that Lisa had the right to ask the person to delete her picture that elicited awareness. I agree that Lisa had the right to ask the person to delete her photo, that capture. Lisa request elicited an awareness that this action is not acceptable to some people. Yeah, Mary, it's not acceptable, but we are me love deal with things on the basis of what is legal or not illegal, you know. Me love deal with things what is legal or not. I wasn't following the comments, but make it make sense is replying to Leroy Purcell. If you are in a public space, you can't stop someone from taking a pic of you because it's their right to take pics in a public space. So let's move on to the Jamaica Star. And what is the Jamaica Star without Tell Me, Pastor? But before we go there, sir, before we go to the Tell Me, Pastor, this article, Breaking Barriers, son of domestic helper and garbage truck driver graduates with a law degree. Now, this is supposed to put a smile on everybody's face. So let us read this. Them always say, I pay bad news, Papa, I carry, you know. So let me read from the Star now. Let me read some good news from the Star. The son of a domestic helper and a retired garbage truck driver, Xavier McFarlane, has broken barriers that spanned generations. A native of Piper's Corner, Amity in Westmoreland, Xavier is the first in his family to attend university and recently graduated with a law degree from the University of the West Indies, Mona. He now heads to the prestigious Norman Manley Law School, where he will pursue his legal education certificate, bringing him one step closer to achieving his dream of becoming a lawyer and breaking new ground for future generations in his family. Xavier is just 23 years old, and he carries more than a degree. He carries hope, determination, and the blueprint of a better life for his family. Graduation was a day of reflection because it had really been tough, because it had really been a tough journey. To walk across the stage finally was exciting, but more rewarding was to see how proud my mother was. That journey was far from easy. Law school came with a steep price of 1.5 million Jamaican dollars per year, and financial uncertainty was a constant companion. The hardest part was money. I didn't have a job that could cover tuition, and even if I did, it would not be enough, he said. His mother, Sonia, 63, spent decades doing domestic work to keep the family afloat. Xavier went on. Currently, mommy is unemployed, but she normally does domestic duties. She goes to people's houses and cleans for a little change. Or she does day's work, washing or cleaning. Before he even boarded the bus to St. Andrew for university, his church held a special send-off for him. At that time, I still never knew where the tuition would be coming from, and mommy told me to have faith. They packed their bags and boarded a bus to Kingston. When we reached the hall, she prayed in the room and asked God to have favor over my life and throughout my university journey. That was when I started to truly believe I could do it. Sometimes you could hear a little thread of pain in her voice because she knows she didn't have it financially to solve the issue readily. She's always a hard worker and tries to make all of us comfortable. But this was her first child going to university, and this is a big degree. It's very expensive. McFarlane is the youngest of his mother's 3 children. Yet, the weight of financial uncertainty often left Xavier silent. I didn't want my mother to feel the pain I was carrying. Sometimes I couldn't tell what she was going through, he said. His father, Neville McFarlane, 71 years old, also sacrificed to support the family. Despite a life-altering injury sustained as a garbage truck driver, everything that he has to stretch to my other siblings and their children. Whatever he has would be a drop in the bucket when it comes onto me pursuing a law degree, but they still stretched to me. Through scholarships, bursaries, loan, and the expected generosity of strangers, McFarlane survived. One day, I took up the directory and just started calling law firms. I was lucky to find a firm owned by an alumnus from Cornwall College. I told him my story, and he committed to pay the balance of my first year tuition. The person gave him $500,000 Jamaican dollars. Support also came from extended families, from extended family and mentors. One of my cousins, who is an engineer, helped me a lot. Most people who help me tell me that it's a reward for what mom and dad did for them. The goodness that they do to people, that sort of reverts to me when they are seeking to pay it forward. But the financial struggles took a toll. It caused me to worry every exam, he said. For 2 semesters, I had to sit exams in the summer, not because I failed, but because I didn't get financial clearance in time. Despite the difficulties, he graduated with upper second class honors and also distinguished himself as Faculty of Law Guild representative and president of the Mona Law Society, demonstrating leadership and academic excellence. I wanted to give up at times, but whenever I feel like giving up, I take a trip back home, he said. Back home is my why. I also reminded myself that I need to help my family to be in a better place than where they are now. Being the first in the family to graduate carries profound meaning. My siblings are really proud of me. The first generation graduates of the family. Their children came to the graduation too. I dedicated the degree to my family, he said. Being a prosecutor is definitely in the books. And where the Lord take me from there, that's where I go. Now, if that is not some good news, if that is not some good news, if that is not Xavier, if you are listening or somebody are listening, I would love to do an interview with you. Trust me. Xavier, I know you're going to need some more assistance. Link up, Popeye. Let us talk. Make sure that other people are hear your story. I go and contribute towards your success. Send me a WhatsApp message. 876-458-9111. Right, Xavier? Send me a WhatsApp message. 876-458-9111. And let's talk. All right? Now here's another story from the Star. Woman fighting rare cancer. Hopes for healing. Let me refresh the page. Yeah, man, the link will work. It just that sometime the Star and the Cleaner give me this. Let me refresh the page. I want to read the story. I start going. Just a minute. That's how technology works sometimes, you know. They don't have my IP address have anything to do with it, but okay. Let me go back to, let me click on it again and see if it's going to open again. Or open this time. Still give me that. All right, let's give it some time. I can intend to open, all right. What I'm going to do tomorrow when I'm back, I'm going to click on these pages before I start. And if it's give me that, I'm going to find a way to copy and paste the story so we can still read it. All right. Southside, nice again. Let me see if this is going home. Because we need to read this. Remember one time, crime after crime after crime down the south side in Kingston. Murders and shootings was the order of the day. Let's start. Where am I going? Still not open. I'm gonna find a way tomorrow. See, when did I give me this? Me still. But Southside, there's a Zozo at Southside, and in fact, you know, the truth is, you know, where you see the Zozo, Mount Salem area, the areas where they have Zozo, over in Norwood, Montego Bay, Southside, Kingston, down at South, Russia, 12th Street, those areas. Crime cut down big time, you know. So this was a good initiative by the government, you know. This was all the while we look out and say government now no crime plan. This was a very good crime plan by the present administration. Very, very good crime plan. Putting this also in place. Very, very, very good initiative. But let's hope that when they're ready to move, you know. Boy. No, don't go and tell me, Pastor now. Close off and tell me, Pastor. What are them say? I wonder if them stepbrother has his eyes on me. How you say? Eh? Boyfriend wants a side chick because I am a virgin. Leaving my worthless spouse for good. I wonder if that go. Maybe you open still. Now, I've got to deal with that tomorrow. I'm going to deal with that aspect of things tomorrow. Let me go back to the Observer and see what's there. Star, give me some trouble for one. Open particular page or pages. So let's go back to the Observer. Let's talk about what happened at Dubwise on the weekend. David Radigan. Kingston, Jamaica. Sound system pioneer, Rory Stone Love. Legendary selector, David Radigan. And Renaissance Discuss, Jazzy T, and Delano were among a stellar lineup of DJs who delivered memorable sets Friday night at Dubwise. Many Rivers to Cross event presented by Bridge Treasure Beach Foundation in aid of victims of Hurricane Melissa. Proceeds from the event, which was held at 10A West Kings House Road, will support the ongoing work of Bread's Treasure Beach Foundation, and it continues to assist families and community initiatives across St. Elizabeth following the passage of Hurricane Melissa. And there's a pictorial. They're saying that the venue was jam-packed as scores of persons turned out to support the cause and revel in the authentic sound system experience of dub, roots, and reggae. You remember the days, man, David Radigan and Barry G, rest well Barry G. And there was a lot of things. There was a particular video on YouTube, and some persons watched that video and were claiming that Barry G was buried in England. Yes, Barry G was buried in England, but not Barrington Garden, the boogeyman. You think Barry G could have buried in England? And David Radigan did it. But Barry G will be buried next week, Saturday, February 7th. Barry G will be buried next week, Saturday, February 7th. Some of the persons were saying Barry G was, yes, Barry G was buried in England. But that funeral was years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, of another Barry. So someone else was called Barry G. Hey, Joy Blackwood, Wagwan, Anthony Vibes TV channel. Big up yourself. Yuna Davidson, Paulette Blake. You just join in. Okay. Let me go back up and see some. If you had text anything that you wish me to touch on, you can text it again. I wasn't reading the comments. I was on the page where reading the papers. But Judith, yes, you're late. Well, join us tomorrow morning, Judith. We're starting at 6:45 Jamaica time. We plan on doing this as much as we can. There are going to be days when we going to be unavoidably absent, but we are planning on doing this Mondays to Fridays, 6:45, and on weekends, Saturday and Sunday at 7:15. Because we know some people get up later on the weekends. So we plan on doing it. 7:15 Saturdays and Sundays. But if you have any question or you text anything that I may never respond to, and you'd have hear me read the article with the young man Xavier McFarlane. He's going on to become a lawyer. I would have really loved to talk to Xavier. If you know him, if you have any contact for Xavier, tell him to send Papa a message. 876-458-9111. Don't call me. Send me a WhatsApp message. And let us talk. Because I know say going to need money to finish up university. And we are committing with no strings attached. You won't be obligated to us any at all. Because this is, trust me, this is a story. His mother, domestic helper, father, retired garbage truck driver. Trust me, we need to highlight this and put it out there. But let me go back to because I see Paulette saying I saw it on Jamaica Young Police. Yeah, Jamaica Young Police. Yeah, just check my phone. He was talking about the same Lisa Anna issue. And he was titled, his title is that Lisa is wrong. No, me not gonna go as far as to say Lisa wrong. You understand? Because saying she was wrong means she didn't have a right to ask the person to delete it. Yes, she have a right to ask the person to delete it. So once she have a right to ask the person, it means she was not wrong. The person also had a right to say, I am not deleting it. Now, my thing is, and what I'm going to ask Lisa is, if the person did say, me not delete it, what would be the redress? What Lisa would I do? That's how me argue things. Me not going to just jump and say, boy, she wrong. And yeah, she not wrong, she right. She had a right to ask. But what if the person say, no, me not delete it? That's so no. Would I, if the wrong come in, because if she try to take the lady phone, then she would have wrong. You understand? And that's how it come in. Noel, big up Papa News Links. You're doing a good job. I'll do on the Spot News video. Also on the Spot News Media, My View TV, also Sir P. We miss his program so much. You guys keep up the good work. Without you guys, Jamaica done. Me not gonna go so far with Noel. Me not gonna go so far, but Me, I want to Jamaica biggest informer, you know. I don't like me after them business. I'm not afraid to say it. Yeah, man, we are informer. Look here. We have it. You see, this like a mentality and mindset one of how we have about informer for dead and all these things. Then if somebody not inform, what I go happen? If the police not get intelligence or information, what go happen? I am in Canada and I can't open any of the tabloids or medium from Jamaica. The Canadian government blocked us from seeing them about 2 years now. Really? Well, make it make sense. Come here in the mornings. Make it make sense. We are open them right here, so. Come here in the mornings, yeah? And I hope you're staying warm in Canada, you know, because we see some serious things are going. Yeah, Leroy, big up yourself. Yeah, man. Wonderful. Xavier. But Sir P, as Noel Chung was saying about myself on the spot and Sir P and I was saying something about being an informer. We must, and that is why, you know, when I hear me I read some of the news sometimes, I say the police acting on intelligence. So although me say me I inform, me I one of the intelligencer. I have a lot of PNL intelligencers. We have to put aside that foolish. Some of them are talk about informer for that. They my biggest informer. You know? Somehow you hear talk about informer for that. Who inform like them? Eh? Not follow nobody. Hear me, I tell you? Once you know something go on, chat. If you know someone gun hide somewhere, chat. Because it might have turned by you, same one. You understand what I say? Anyway, we plan to do this program 1 hour in the mornings because we still have to come out with the news later on. So thanks for joining. Tell a friend if there's somewhere where them can't access the Jamaica news, join Papaya News links in the morning and we are going to be bringing the news to you. Once again, thanks for joining. Tell a friend. Big up on yourself. Blessed love, everybody.